Hello everyone, welcome back to host-tune-perform.com. So we have already discussed about the flow of JMeter components, but let us today go with what exactly all of the component mean. I'm just loading in the JMX which we created previously, and it has two thread groups, two test scenarios. So to explain what exactly the components are and how they work, I will just go ahead and run it. We can see the results in view result tree. You can see over here that the login request is giving error, and I will just go to the response data. It says that connection refused. This has refused because of data correlation, which we will discuss. Today, let us discuss only about the components. So this is a thread group, and if I just open up login, so you already know that this icon depict the samplers. So one thing you need to understand over here is I'm just going to test plan and right clicking over here, add. So these are the different components of JMeter, and if you see over here, after clicking on test plan we have few components, and after clicking on thread group we have few components, but we do not have sampler in test plan and logical controller in test plan. If you see over here, so we do not have sampler and logical controller over here. We have preprocessor, postprocessor, assertions, listeners, and config element. So let us start about the to understand what are the components of JMeter. And to understand it, you need to understand the basic component, which will be the sampler. So we will understand it this way. You just see the view result tree, and if you see over here, we have so many requests. So these requests are nothing but these samplers. So none of the other components of your JMeter tree is in the view result tree other than sampler. Why is it so? So it is because it is a sampler which is actually getting executed. It may be of kind HTTP. So I will just go to a thread group and click on add and go to sampler. So let us first concentrate on sampler. So if you see over here that we have a sampler called as HTTP request. Similarly, we have other kind of sampler for FTP request. So if you know about how internet works, so it has various protocols. We can have HTTP protocol, we can have FTP protocol, then we can have SMTP protocol, then we can have JDBC, which is for Java database connectivity protocol. So similarly, we have different kind of samplers. We also have a bean shell sampler. So this is nothing but a sampler in which you can write the code by yourself. So all you want, you can write it. It is basically in JavaScript. Then after seeing the sampler, which is the building block, basic block of JMeter, which actually gets executed, let's start with test plan. Test plan is the highest authority of your JMX script. This is under this every component comes in, and it depicts what actually you are testing. What is a thread group? Thread group is nothing but a place where you contain your scenario. If you see over here, this is the thread group which says that this is a thread group for registering user, this is a thread group for booking a ticket. So this is a place where you define your complete scenario. So it means that this complete scenario will be carried out by X number of people simultaneously. Similarly, this complete thread group will be carried out by Y number of people. So these are the Y number of people, this is the X number of people. Every component, when you click on every component on the right side, you get the details of the component. You can see over here, thread group has its properties, number of threads, ramp up period, loop count, etc. and etc. So we will discuss about ramp up period and number of threads when we will do the test execution after we complete the preparation, test script preparation. So we are still in the phase of preparing the test script. So just giving you a glimpse, after preparing the test scripts, we will be doing the test execution, then we will be analyzing the reports, then we will be connecting our JMeter with the Perfmon agent. So that will be something where we will be taking on the hardware stats of a machine. So we will discuss that later. Let's continue with the component part. So we have discussed about sampler, we have discussed about test plan, we have discussed about thread group. So there are various kinds of thread group, and there are various other people who have created some other kind of thread group, that is the third party thread groups. You can install them using plugin manager. We will even talk about the plugin manager maybe in combination with some chapter later. Now let's just move ahead. After thread group contains all the scenario, and in this scenario we have the samplers. So above samplers we need some properties to control these scenarios, or you may say that to define what values these scenarios will have. So if you see over here that this is the HTTP protocol, and I just go to test plan and click on add. Next is the configuration element. So what is configuration element? Configuration element defines, like if you are doing a test on HTTP protocol, so then this defines like what all configurations will be taken up by the HTTP protocol. So assume that like you are taking this HTTP request default, so it is already present over here. If you see over here, it means that something over here will be present in every other request. So every request will take the server IP from this default. So these are the default values for the HTTP request, and hence it is the configuration element. Second, there are two more important configuration elements which we use in HTTP, which are cookie manager and cache manager and header manager. So header manager are used within the sampler. So this sampler, this is an HTTP request, and this HTTP request will contain all these headers. So this is nothing but the header manager. Then you also know that the browser contains cookies and caches. So you can also manage cookies and caches via these config elements. So this is the cookie manager, in which like you can say that you can clear the cookie each iteration. So maybe for an instance, your server is sending some cookies and they are required to be cleared after a person logs in and logs out every time. Then you need to clear these cookies in each iteration. During some we will talk about it more during our like testing phase. And these are the cache manager. So I always clear the cache. You will be giving the worst case scenario. You will be saying that there is no cache in the browser, and when the person comes and logs in for the first time, a single scenario with the particular data sets, because if the data set change, then the cache will like not be triggered and the results will come out from the server. But if like you clear it over here, so it means that every time the cache will be cleared and you are giving the worst case scenario to the client. Then coming next, we are having logical controllers. So logical controllers are something like which controls the execution of your samplers. So if I say I place a logical controller over here, if logical controller inside a transaction controller, so and I put the register control over here, and in logical controller I just give 0, so it means that this register user will not run. So it is an if else statement. Like while you if you have already done some coding before, you would know that in if else there is an if else statement which is used to decide which part of code is to be executed and which part of the code is not to be executed. So this is the same. This is just the if controller which says that if this is true, then this will be executed, or else this will not be executed. So it can be used in various scenarios. Somewhere like you need to add only a single product to the cart. So you can see if there is already a product in the cart. If there is a product in the cart, you will not add it. Elsewise, you will add it. So I am just giving you a brief of the controls. I am not using all of them. We will be using only those components which will be like applicable as per this test scenario. But like you can obviously, I am just giving you a glimpse, and you can like use them because you know it. So you can Google and use them in your project as and when required. So after using the if controller, let's discuss about some more logical controllers. One is the transaction controller. The transaction controller actually records the time of this execution. Anything which will be there inside this transaction controller will be recorded as like the time will be recorded for that particular request in this transaction controller. So you have a option over here which says that generate parent sample. It means that all of these below samples will not be generated. If you see over here, we have all of the below samples which are getting generated. I will just go ahead and in login I will say generate sample. In private also generate sample. So I am just showing you the difference between these two things, because this is like a widely used thing, and because this is already disabled and we are running just this. So if you see over here, we have login 374, 375, 376, then login, and here we have login 37456, and then we are getting actually this controller is recording the time for all of these three. Then this controller is recording the time of all of these three samplers. I'm just saving it and running it again. So by actually pressing this, you will not get all of these things in your results. So if you see the results over here, these results also contains these labels. Oh, it is not running because we have Y. I will just mention it as 1 and again save it, and I will clear all the stats and then run it again. So if you see over here, the aggregate report and the review result tree. Login. So now all the three requests comes under login. You see, because it says that generate the parent sample, so you know that it has generated the parent sample and all of these things are coming under it. So transaction controller is nothing but it is something which is recording of the time. Then we again go to add, then logical controllers. So similar way we have while controller, which is for loop. If you are like well versed with the coding part, you will also know like what exactly loop does. If not, you may like search for it. Loop is something in which like if you put like x is equal to 1, run till x less than 5, so it will run till 5 times. So this is nothing but the same. Then we have some random controller, random order controller. Let us talk about random order controller. So random order controller is something, if you select random order controller, I'm just giving you the brief about all of them, and you put few requests into it. Say we are putting the both the logout request into it. So what it means is that previously without random controller, first 398 would have executed, then 399, but after putting random controller, it picks up the requests randomly and executes them all once. So there might be a scenario where it will like choose 399 first and execute it, and then 398, but in this particular scenario doing this will cause an error, because whenever the server gets 399 requests, it expects that it comes from a referrer which is 398. So it particularly depends on what kind of scenario you want of like the components. Then again, preprocessor, post-processor. What are preprocessor, post-processor? So everything revolves around this sampler. So this is the main component which executes, and all other components are there to support it. So what is preprocessor? Preprocessor is anything which runs before this sampler. So if we say an example, so this is the meaning of preprocessor. If I say preprocessor regular expression user extractor and I put it under this, so it means that this anything which is associated with this will run before this request. And post processor is something which runs after the sampler. So in post processor we will be using this regular expression extractor, which will be there in data correlation. So we will talk about them later. As of now, you need to understand one thing which is important. Preprocessor is something which runs before the test, and post processor is something which runs after the sampler. So I will not use any preprocessor in this practical scenario. We will only use post processor, and this will like give you a glimpse of using both of two and like how they are used. Then we have the configuration elements, we've already talked about it. Then we have the listeners. So listeners are nothing but like it is a component which gives us the report. So we have already discussed that logical controllers like records the time, but how JMeter decide to like show these things to you. So they have given you some parameters, like you can see the request and response in view result. Similarly, you can see the stats in report summary, then aggregate report. If you see over here, you will see that what all things have been executed. So we have executed login. Now we are not getting the inner elements in the report. You see over here, because we have checked the generate variant sample, so you are not getting the inner element in the report. And number of samples means the number of times this request has been executed. So this request has been executed only once, but doing the payment has been executed twice. Okay, this is the average time which has been recorded. That it means that the JMeter has got the login request in 6 seconds average time. This is the average time in milliseconds, and it has got the maximum it has got 6 seconds again, because we are again all these values are same, because we are running this with only one sample. This again like gives you a suggestion like why we are like always running it with more users and more iterations, so that we can take up the average, minimum, maximum error. Then we can actually see like how the system behaves in a like scenario. The next component is the timer. We have already discussed about timer. We have already used it. So you can see over here, timer is a component which is used to put pauses, and this is actually used to put up think time, so that we can build up a production like scenario. Then the next component which comes in is, so there are also various kind of timers. We have constant timer, uniform random timer. So these two timers will like mostly do your work, but there may be time like you need some other kind of timer. So as per the scenario, you can just Google it and it will just show you what kind of timer you want. Then we have assertions. These are very important part. Assertions are something which are required to like judge the correct results. So we have already talked about it in previous chapter, so I do not see a reason to like again speak about it. You can like see some previous chapters of this tutorial and you will be able to get how. Then we will talk about non-test elements. Non-test elements, again, HTTP script recorder, we have already used it to record the script. Why it is not non-test element? Because this is not used in testing. This is something which is only used while recording of the script. After then, this is not required. And the last part which goes on over here is test fragment. So test fragment is nothing but like a folder structure as we have in computer systems. So it just defines the, like, it makes your script clean so that you know what things are placed where, and like you can keep them in a structured way. But like this is also an element which is never used so much. So like this was mostly about the components of JMeter, and like you do not need to know all of them. I am just again concentrating on the components which are like very important for HTTP or web testing. Again, if you understand one aspect, then you will be able to do any of the aspect. Thank you.